My earliest memories are of the dynamism of the place. I mean, it was just all sort of, the law went from black and white in the books to Technicolor.
When the legal service was first set up, the only way you could get legal advice was through a friendly solicitor or through the legal aid committee, which was most inefficient. And it was thought in those heady Vietnam moratorium type days that there must be a better way of providing accessible sort of legal service. And so one of the ways to do it was for keen, enthusiastic law students to go and give telephone information.
My earliest memory of being in the clinic as a first day student, I can remember it clearly, greeting my first client for the very first time and asking them to join me in an interview room, and just walking through that door, I was petrified. I thought, how could I be trusted to do this?
My earliest memory of that experience is the supervisor walking around showing us various things during our orientation. And he opened up a large filing cabinet and he said, and this is where we keep the files. And I remember thinking, what's a file? Is that like what a case is like? And thinking that and hoping nobody else noticed that's what I was actually thinking. My proper learning about the practical way of being a lawyer started there.
I was an article clerk once, and my principal said to me, have a look at this file, tell me what we do. So I had a look at the file. It was quite obvious to me as a young, bright graduate that the other side were negligent. So I said, we sue. And he said, don't we do anything first? I said, what? What about a letter of demand? And I said, what's a letter of demand? And he said, find out and draft me one. And that made me realise how useless a lot of my, not how useless, but how baffled my education was.
How's it going, Joe? How'd it go with Wilson?
Good, Adrian. I've just had his case adjourned for 2 weeks.
Right. Is he on bail?
Yes.
And we pleading guilty or not guilty?
Guilty. It's been adjourned for further mention.
Right.
That was important for Monash because it needed ways to engage with the practicing profession and to demonstrate that its students could cut the mustard. And this was the perfect way.
There's one student of mine who has now been appointed as a magistrate, and I'm really proud that he got his first opportunity to do client work and find the direction that he wanted to take, which he ultimately did take at the clinic. I was, at a personal level, really pleased that he invited me to attend when he was called up to be a magistrate. And he specifically mentioned the clinical program at Monash as being an integral part of his studies and the direction that his career took.
And I had 2 students recently, actually, who sent me messages to say thank you so much for the opportunity to go and undertake a placement, how much of an impact it had on them, how wonderful it was when they had their clerkship interviews that they could then go and say, this is what I did, I had this opportunity, I've undertaken this legal work.
In the last 5 years, we would have assisted something in the order of 7,000 people, 1,500 odd in the last year, and the clients we've assisted have included clients experiencing family law problems, social security problems, involved in criminal law proceedings. A whole range of different legal needs have presented to us. We know that there are lots of people who are experiencing profound disadvantage, who are experiencing deep legal need, and we know that legal assistance funding isn't sufficient to address all of that need. And so we need to continue to find ways to grow our impact.
One client reflected that she just wanted to shout from the rooftops and tell everybody about our service and the way that the students treated her respectfully and really helped her navigate the system, and she was really grateful for that, and that was fed back to every single student that assisted her on the file. I've had a client reflect back to us and said on the spot in the interview, I didn't realise there were people out there that would listen to me and that it's free.
So some of the things that I'm excited about for the future are finding those niches, finding those areas of law where there's real need and where existing services aren't addressing them, finding ways to help students learn how to use the new tools that we're seeing in the legal sector, the AI and things of that sort, and deploying those to help people experiencing disadvantage, and working with others across the faculty and across the university to make sure that we maximise the impact from the day-to-day casework that we're doing.
The core of the program is about student outcomes, client outcomes. If that core remains the same, then whatever it looks like will be whatever it looks like in 50 years, but the essence of it will still remain.
We'll probably have a program on the moon by then, I reckon. No, in all seriousness, I just think we're going to be getting bigger and better.